they're selling this is for professionals, teachers, nurses,
It's for,
firemen,
it's
but
for everybody. No, the town, if they want, the town could say, we want 70% preference, which means they can initiate a 70%, say, for all of your affordable units, we want 70% held out for local residents. So that way there, if you have somebody, and they can even set the pecking order, they can say municipalities, so if you're employees first, so you can get, whether you're a police officer, a firefighter, you work in the town hall, you're the town clerk, or whatever. If you look at their salaries, you look at the family salaries, because you get into a two-person household that's into the 70s, a three-person might be in the 80s. It goes up and up and up. And I have the chart. We can go through that a little bit if you'd like when we get back to the road area. But I think it even goes up into the 90s as you have a family of 6. So you can take town residents as preferred, and first as 70% of the affordable units, and I'll have 45 affordable units here. And what we try to do is we always make, because for all the units you build, 5% of the units have to be fully handicap accessible. So in those units you have oven doors that open sideways, you have wheelchair accessibility, everything is touch and rocker panels.
5% of the units.
5% of the units, yeah. So of the whole thing, 5% of your unit count has to be affordable.
what I'm thinking is, if
I
I'm a,
would say it has to be handicapped.
Yeah, I mean handicap,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
if I'm a professional married to a professional, he might make too much to get
Yeah, but then,
affordable
correct,
housing.
and then you'd go to a market.
Right.
And you can't, whether you're doing for sale or for rent, you can't discern between which one's which. So they both have to, if you do granite countertops, it has to be granite. All the amenities have to match.
Okay.
So you can't say, well, oh my God, I went into that unit, they have mica countertops.
What I'm
Can't do
trying
it.
to get at is, I think they might be a little bit disingenuous with how they're trying to sell this. When they say, we
Who, the
want to,
town?
yes, the professionals, the nurses, because when listening to this, they might make too much to do this, so you are going to get what people are afraid of.
Not really.
No,
I mean,
well,
if you think,
or
if I say
What
you can't,
people have complained about.
well, if you start at 39,000 just to get in here, and then to get in, you can make, there's a single person, 62, we'll go over the numbers, and then it goes up to 90 something, and you say, how many families do you know of that make that cumulative thing? You're going to say an awful lot. There's an awful lot.
Yeah, there is.
And then,
Median income.
and then when you look at elderly, if you get into affordable, you get into this type of, from the properties we have right now, this is a home run for anybody over 55. As they say, or if they lose their husband or they lose their wife, we get a tremendous amount of people that when they become widowed, they move into here because they don't want to mow their lawns, they don't want to do all that stuff. So they move in here. Or they'll say, we want to spend 8 months in Florida and 4 months home, but we need a place, we need a pad, a landing pad. That's a big sell. I get Rita Rollo, tremendous woman in Townsend. Her husband passed away. She moved into Townsend, and she's a tremendous tenant, and she loves it there. And we just get a lot of that. And we had a woman from Townsend. A woman became disabled, and she moved into one of our Lunenburg properties, and a handicap unit was perfect for her. So it fits the need for many. And if you look at what a police officer starting salary is, or a firefighter starting salary, even a school teacher, see what the school teachers make. It's a home run for them to come in.
So will you have your own maintenance people and your
We have a company, so
on-site?
yeah. So when we have a building company, which is Benjamin Builders Inc., and then when the market went poor, rather than lay our people off, we said, look, there's an opportunity to keep you guys employed. We started a company called Massat Rentals, and we bought bank-owned rental properties. We built properties, and for that time frame that the building was horrendous, I was able to keep all my employees employed by doing this type of work. And so then we formulated a company called Massat Rentals, and then staffed that, and so we do all our own maintenance, we do our own snow plowing, we do all of that. And speaking of snow plowing, we do snow plowing, we go curb to curb. So if you drive anybody, like our Lunenburg project, all the snow is completely removed, so that there's no hurdling a snowbank. You step right onto the sidewalk and everything is very well maintained.
So are you going to be able to see these from Providence Street, or is there going to be a tree?
Do you want to walk over there and take a look at that one?
Are you worried at all about this town? Because this town doesn't seem to mind
His
going to
arms
court.
are hurting.
Going to court over things. I mean, this town isn't afraid to go to court. Are you worried about that?
I'm not. I don't believe the town. I strongly believe that your town boards are very, very educated and very smart, and they get it. They've done their homework. you know, Jenny, your town
Yeah,
coordinator,
she's done
she's
a lot.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
She works so many hours
She's,
for the town, and
yeah.
she'll make calls in the evening, and she's
Yeah,
done her
hard
homework. She
worker.
knows.
Yep.
She's a very hard worker. Al Patna is a
Yeah.
very smart guy. All of your people on your boards
Okay.
are very educated. They're very smart, and they get it. So, not likely that they're going to take the town's money and blow it on a court thing. They get it. They need. You're at 3%, and even a layperson that sits as a voter or a town resident, if they said you need 10%, you're at 3%. You're getting affordable housing. Why is it taking so long? Well, you saturate all your east markets. Concord, Wellesley, Acton. You look at the chart. I have a chart at home.
Yeah.
All of those towns are completely satisfied 10%.
Yep.
And it's coming this way. It keeps moving further west. It goes from east to west. And then now it's Pepperell, Shirley, Air. That everyone's gonna be seeing it, and they say, oh my God, why? You know, because it took so many decades to satisfy all those needs there. Now the builders are coming this way and they're sprawling this way. And you're better to go with a local developer that's going to participate and work well with the town than a Boston firm that has deep pockets that's just gonna force it at the town and say, and the most lucrative is a for sale. And it's the least, in my opinion, it's the least beneficial to the town. Where previously when we came in, we parked here, and we're going to come straight through, and there's a culvert here. So we're standing right here on the site. We're going to walk up, and we're going to walk. When we walk, there's a cart path right here, which runs up almost on the right-hand property line, and you'll see I've got orange flags where our property line is. So we're going to walk up this cart road, and the property will be off to our left when we walk back, but it's a long walk back. So we'll swing down here. We're going to come over the culvert, which is here. We're going to walk
Which is
up
right here on our right, right?
Yeah, the culvert's
That's
here.
it.
It comes right
Where's
across.
that water coming from?
There's the marsh area over here.
Okay.
Yeah,
Straining
you've
this
got
way.
the,
Draining this way. Okay, so we'll do a little walk. Yeah, it's actually kicking back that way.
Is this where Jess and Fritz would ride their bikes? Yeah.
a lot of people come out here. Used to have paintball wars out here. Could watch them from my house. There was a homeless encampment out here. Thank you. Want to go up and around?
Oh, jeez.
I think I'm all right. Careful.
I guess that might be the way to go, the preferred way.
I don't know.
You're a little more billy goat that way.
I'm gonna take it. I got boots on. I knew we'd be out here.
So the development will all be off to the left.
Okay. What's that on?
That's where I live, over there. There's my house, the gray one.
Now I got my bearings. Oh, no.
So, if you look at the plan, and you just look at the cart path, you see how we bent to the right here, then it came down, and we're still on the corner here, and it's just going to start straightening out. So the
Okay.
first building would be off over here,
All right.
and the next building would be further down on the left. So the first building would be starting in this area over here, up a little further.
Where the hill is.
Yes, over here. All right, kind of in front of us, in that
So is
flat
this
area.
gonna be parking?
No, this is right here. You
Yep.
see where we are
It's
here?
in between.
So all the scope of work is this way,
Okay.
Yep.
and this is building here, but you do have some parking right there. So we're standing right about here, right about almost for the corner of this building, probably right here.
And what are you
Okay.
going to do with all this brush and foliage and...
Well, a
Trees.
lot of it will have to be cleared for parking lots and buildings.
Okay.
But then, you know, you'll see my orange. See that orange flag on this tree? That's my property line, which means this is a buffer. I don't own this.
Okay.
And then you have the marsh area over there, So this will stay wooded here. I don't own it.
Who owns it?
I don't know. This one is, it says.
Look at the Google
It comes all
Maps.
the way down
It
here.
comes all the way.
It goes all the way down. It's I know who it is. It's Tatiana or Takana.
Well, that's
I
not
can't remember
bad.
her last name. And She
Yeah.
owns 14 acres.
Okay, because I live over there, so as long as
So
this
you have
stays,
this
that's
wetland.
fine.
So her land, she's got some land on this side of the water
Uh-huh.
that is really not usable for her because of the water.
Hmm.
So it works as a buffer here, and then she has 14 acres is a big parcel.
Yeah.
And she's down on William Street.
Did
Oh.
you try to buy it from her, or you don't want it?
No, I don't need it.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be more
I was
of a
going to say,
pain
because
in
we
the
have
neck.
2 acres up there on the conservation land if you want it.
Oh, it's conservation land?
Well, it's butts it, so you
So
really
we'll
can't do
follow-
much.
What I've done is I flagged the trees where the property line is.
I don't care if this stays. Not that there is. Oh, no, this, yeah. This doesn't mean it.
So again, all the development is this way. You know, we can shoot down you can shoot, the shot down the cot trail, see the orange ribbons, and it's everything over to the left.
Okay. Wow.
And we're going to walk down straight until we get to a bend here in the cot trail. This is a little bit disruptive, and you'll notice where we are, and that'll be kind of the end of the development. So we'll just keep walking, but we have to walk a ways.
And then I'll go home and get my Jeep and come get you guys.
Call Uber.
Can you drive it down
Let's
here?
just walk around here.
Yeah, that's a Widowmaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't walk under it.
Oh,
All right.
I think I'd hear it start to crack when I had enough time to get out from under it.
I just film it and send it to Mike.
What's that? It's amazing. Oh, but do you use anything not for house?
So you may want to, let's just take a little walk up here. Because it would appear that at one time they probably pitted out of here a little bit, creating this knoll, pushing the loom up. But it'll give you an idea.
That's where the water would
No,
be.
it's further down.
Further down?
Yeah, quite a bit further down. A lot further down.
So this is.
You're gonna be able to level
so you just
everything?
What you do is we'll cut
Push it.
We'll cut the center hump out,
Okay.
and then so it will be basically all that elevation that you see over there.
All right.
So you take this hump out. You see how it's about that elevation now? Pretty much matches this elevation here. So you take the center hump out, and then you'll have a nice, just like the other side. That needs a little bit of earthwork to do it.
That's perfect. Gives you something to work with.
So this is where your trail gets a little wanky. So we're here,
Okay.
and this would be the back of the buildings, which would be over here.
Over there.
And then we're going to bend over here, and this comes around. The trail kind of works its way back around.
It's definitely gonna be quiet out here.
It's very fun. So right here, we're basically towards the end of the lot. Right in this area, I don't have the exact area, but I mean, this is, you can see the cart road right here.
Yep.
How we bent out to the right and then we came back in. And we're back in that line, that plain line with our orange flags right about here.